Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of self that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. If you are someone that has been with my channel a while, you know automatically by how this video looks that yes, I'm having a very tight scheduled day, so in order for me to get anything uploaded, it will have to be an unedited video. Okay, so that also means that every single moment where I mess up or poop loses her shit in the background or is playing with toys or the million trucks going by, I won't be able to edit them out. Okay, so saddle up for those sounds. It's a busy time of day. Just giving you the heads up. If you'd like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, you can click the drop box below underneath this video, and that will tell you all of the ways in which you can connect with me, whether it's for regular coaching, emergency coaching, my other YouTube channel, Kimberly's Other Life, where I am, other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Clapper, all of that, drop box below, including a way to also read more about the memberships. In other words, the three amazing channel memberships I have. We have my number one most important one called the VIP Advanced Manifestors. It doesn't say VIP, I just always call it that. It's the Advanced Manifestors. That is the group that we are deep diving manifestation to deepen our knowledge and understanding of it so we don't have to be afraid of our 3D and we understand that we're getting what we want. That group comes with all the perks possible. That is the group that gives you access to all three of my channel memberships, including the hot seat coaching group, which is a group that sounds exactly like its title. You can get into the hot seat and ask me anything you want. It does come with a trigger warning because we do talk about circumstances in that group. We also have the exclusive lives, which is a judge only group. So the advanced manifester has access to all three of those channel memberships, including the recordings, the replays, which are under the, assigned playlists. And yes, I just want to say more playlists are coming. It has been gratefully requested multiple times. And I know I needed them. I'm so over. I got over 1,000 videos. I think I'm over 1,100 at this point, man. I didn't know how to do it. So much work involved. So I had someone else do it. Bella, my girl Bella has done this for me. She's got it all on a fancy doc that I'm taking care of, and I will be adding in. All the work's done for me. Thank you, Bella. Thank you so much. But yes, that's coming. So if you want to just search, hey, I want this kind of a video, we got to have a playlist and it's going to be up there. I'm just saying. And she was so detailed. She's so good. Anyway, so we can all be appreciative of Bella for helping me out. Just saying. As well as what, Kim? I'm not sure. Oh, I was talking about advanced manifestors. Yeah. So they also have access to the random private YouTube live streams, right? Because all channel members, all those actual memberships, they're done on Zoom. But the advanced manifestors will have access to the random. By random, meaning unscheduled. I don't know when they're going to be, but I'm just going to have a day where I'm like, I want to go live with my advanced manifestors, and boom, going to do it. Just saying. Okay. So also all paid members, right, to every single membership, every single channel member does have the access to 20% off regular coaching. There is a wait for regular coaching. I know you already know that. Okay. Shut up, Kim. Get in to today's topic. And today's topic is everything always happens for a reason. Everything always happens for a reason, or everything happens for a reason. I used to hate, it's a deep word, hate, big word. I hated that saying. I hated it. I also did not like hearing, well, I mean, if it's God's will, it will happen. Those were definite phrases that I could not stomach before discovering conscious manifestation. I hated them because the only time I heard phrases like that from anybody to me was when something shitty was happening in my reality. Something shitty. Like, say I got dumped for the 10,000th time, bit of an exaggeration. Then a friend or, a loved one would say, well, everything happens for a reason. Maybe it's just not God's will. Who in the sandfuck wants to hear that when they're hurting? No one. No one. But guess what? I love those sayings now. I love them and I use them. And I say that to people now, not to hurt or frustrate them, to encourage. You want to know why? That's what today's video is about. You want to know why? Because you see, as a conscious manifester, you are awake to the knowledge that you are pure, unadulterated consciousness. And if you are brand new to my channel, well, first of all, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I would really appreciate if you would hit that little button saying subscribe. It's totally free. And I would love for you to let me know that you subscribed so we can be friends. Outside of that, you are pure, unadulterated. One of those moments I can't take out. You are pure, unadulterated consciousness, my friend. If you didn't know that, well, guess what? You are. What is pure, unadulterated consciousness? It is unconditional love. It is God. It is the I am. If you don't believe in any of it, it's the universe. You have that within you. That's who you really are in here. I know you very much believe you are the character you're playing. Like for me, Kimberly, and which version of Kimberly I'm showing up as. Yeah, I know. That's what we're conditioned to believe. And again, it's not terrible conditioning, especially if we're choosing a great version of ourselves. And by great, I mean the version of ourselves that gets what we want. But who really is seeing through the eyeballs is consciousness. God. Now, for some of you, especially if you're new to this, I know telling yourself that you're God, it sounds cuckoo and maybe even a bit blasphemous if you were brought up with some religion, or like you're saying that you are superior to the Almighty God or to Jesus. That's not really what I mean when I say it. It's not meant to sound that way, but I understand if it feels that way. It used to feel really uncomfortable for me to say, okay, yeah, I'm God. I'm going to get in trouble when I pass away at the gates of heaven. I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. No, you're not. You see, consciousness is the all-knowing, the absolute universe, God. It is. And every single one of us is that, or like a particle of that. And by particle, I don't mean separate, like it's little pieces. I don't mean that. Extensions. Does that make more sense? Like as God or consciousness or universe is an octopus, and it's the octopus head. And all the little tentacles that are coming out of the octopus are all of us. Each one of us is one of those little tentacles. And we have been given the beautiful gift of deciding which version of this character we get to play. That's where our free will comes in. We get to choose any version of ourselves. Some of us are in the habit of choosing really shitty versions of ourselves, or we have a lot of limiting beliefs. But guess what? Off your tentacle is also many more tentacles. They're all different versions of you, and you get to be anyone. If it makes it easier, think of how a child would draw the sun. I know when I was little, and my son also did it, and I've seen it in other little kitty paintings. The sun is this pretty little center with all the sun rays shooting off from it. You are that sun center. And all the little sun rays are all the versions of you, the choices you get to make and who you are and what you experience in your reality. Well, that's not what this freaking video is about. This video is about that saying of everything happens for a reason. I was just trying to catch you newbies up to speed. That's all. So You see, when you're making a decision, when you've said, yes, I want to manifest that thing or that person, I want to manifest that. That's what I want. That's my desire. The moment you decide that, you are instantly that version of yourself. You are instantly that self. Might not look like it in the 3D, and you might not feel like it in the inside, but you are. And then whatever the next thought you choose for yourself, and we all know we don't control the thoughts that come in. We are in charge of what we do with them. So the ones we believe, the ones we listen to, that is us in that moment choosing a version of ourselves. So we try to choose the thoughts that line up with what we want, right? But when we don't, we give into our old thinking, we hop back to a reality where we don't get what we want, right? So we're hopping through realities all the time. The idea is to get the reality that we want to be in to be our most dominant reality that we land in, right? Or dwelling space. Anyway, the moment you make that decision and you are in that reality, and every time you return back to that reality, if you fall out, we call these states of consciousness if you'd like. The moment you make that decision, every single thing you experience in your 3D reality is leading you to that outcome, to the desire, to the manifestation. So you see, when you decide, we'll use me as the example, when I wanted to manifest my loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with my specific person, when I was deciding that's what version of myself I am, I'm the girl that has it. I'm the girl that just knows she has her relationship and she's happy, fulfilled. From that moment on, everything I'm experiencing, everything is meant to be. They're meant to be. They're happening for a reason. Everything happens for a reason to bring about my manifestation. So when you hear that phrase now, well, everything happens for a reason. You're damn right it does. Everything happens to give me what I want. That's what I'm experiencing. Everything happening for a reason. Sounds a little sassy, but it's really not. It's just truth. Everything really does happen for a reason. Now, it can happen in either direction. Meaning, if you're still choosing to be a version of yourself or identifying as the version of yourself that doesn't have what you want, everything you're experiencing is happening for that reason, leading you to that outcome, the you that doesn't have shit. So use it wisely. Use your free will wisely. By deciding you're the one that's going to have it. You are the version of self that is going to have specifically what you want. And everything from that moment on is happening for your benefit. So, for example, if you're someone manifesting a specific person and you're choosing that version of yourself, and today you get a text from your specific person telling you that they don't want to be in the relationship anymore. Most people logically and literally would look at that and say, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. This isn't working. This isn't what I want. How can I fix this? What am I doing wrong again? And that's the wrong answer, honey. That's the wrong perception. You're not doing anything wrong. You need to return to your decision. Everything happens for a reason. So if that kind of stupid, shitty circumstance shows up for you, your only job is to get back to being the self that has the desire, not the self that has to go out into the 3D and panic and beg and plead with SP not to leave you. No, we don't got to do that. That doesn't line up with new self, right? New self, if you're new here, is just the version of yourself that has what you want. That's what I call it, new self. New self doesn't have to beg and plead for love. New self doesn't have to prove their worthiness for love. New self doesn't have to fucking chase shit. New self chooses. New self decides. So maybe you're having the exact circumstance that I just used as an example. And I know that doesn't feel good, right? Opposite circumstances, especially if they happen by what feels like a surprise. They don't feel good. I know they don't feel good. They didn't feel good to me either. But I also now have that hindsight. I have the experience of manifesting a specific person, and I can comfortably tell you, don't you lose your shit. Have your emotions, get the tears out if you're facing an unfavorable circumstance. But if you know that you're choosing on the inside, your inner intention is to be your new self. And by the way, every single technique out there is geared to moving you into a new self or into a state of consciousness. So if you are someone that loves to affirm several times a day, good, good. That's you choosing new self. That's you getting yourself to be in that state of consciousness or in that reality. That's good. Every single technique applies here. Don't look at that 3D and literally and logically see it as an obstacle or it's the opposite of what we want. Nope. All you got to know is it doesn't have to make sense to you. You don't have to like it, but it's happening for a reason. Again, if you're choosing to be the version of yourself that has what you want, that stupid, shitty circumstance is absolutely happening still to bring you the full manifestation. 3D doesn't have to make sense, but we are conditioned to want to make sense of everything. It's our conditioning. You don't have to understand why something's here in your 3D world. You don't. You just need to decide who you are. And you don't let the 3D make that decision for you. You don't wait until things get better or look better out in reality. You don't wait for a specific person to show up and love you before you decide that you're worthy and deserving of love. You choose that now. You choose that first. Then the reflection shows. Do you see what I mean? You had to walk over to the mirror in order to see the reflection. You had to do that first. It's no different with manifestation. You choose new self first, then the reflection. See what I mean? So, yeah, everything happens for a reason. It happens to bring you what you want. It's happening because you're getting your desire. That's why. Don't try to make sense of shit. Just decide for yourself. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. The awkward pause before it finally